14 financial issues to discuss in a serious relationship. In this video, we will discuss 14 important financial issues that you and your partner should consider when entering into a serious relationship. Money can be a sensitive topic for many people, but it's important to have open and honest communication about financial matters with your significant other in order to build a strong and healthy relationship. Compare views on the family budget, division of responsibilities, and children. Number 1. What will be your family budget? The key question that will determine the financial climate in the family is: you can maintain joint or separate budgets. All of these strategies are effective if your views on the issue are the same. Much depends on habits and how it was accepted in parental families. Someone considers a separate budget a distrust of a partner. Someone cannot live without personal money, because otherwise, they feel vulnerable. So there is no single correct scenario here, everything is decided by negotiations. If you're leaning towards a split budget, it's good to have a discussion about how you're doing with a big pay gap. For example, will you spend about the same amount on general needs or as a percentage of income? Number 2. Is it possible to change the format of the family budget? And under what circumstances? For example, you have a separate budget, but you are resetting to general expenses. If the income of one of you drops sharply, how will things be? You will start to buy less, just to spend equally, or one will take on the part of the costs, or will lend to a partner until his financial condition improves. Number 3. How do you make money? You may not need to know exactly how much each of you earns. But understanding how stable this income is and what standard of living it will be enough for will be handy. If you enter into a serious relationship, you need to be prepared for the fact that it can last a very long time. Over the years, different changes can happen to everyone. So questions about each other's financial condition should not be considered commercialism. Any of you can, for example, become seriously ill and need the help of a partner. Number 4. What are your financial, and not only, goals for the future? It's hardly worth phrasing the question this way, but it does a good job of capturing what you're about to find out. Perhaps one partner in the future wants to buy a house in the country and breed corgis, earning freelance so that they only have enough for what they need. And the other is aiming for the Forbes list. Different financial goals will not necessarily indicate incompatibility. But they will help you understand your partner's life strategy and understand where you are likely to have disagreements, including financial ones. Number 5. What are your plans for buying your own home? Are you going to buy or not? Will you save or take a mortgage? This is an important topic for conversation. Perhaps one is determined to rent a house all his life so as not to become attached to a place. And the other pours tears on the banknotes that go to the owner, thinking he would have already paid off the mortgage. Different approaches here are an obvious reason for quarrels. Number 6. Will you budget? And who will do it? Accounting and planning expenses and income is an effective way to understand where the money goes and start saving and saving. But it requires some organization, time, effort, and, most importantly, the desire to do all this. Number 7. How do you feel about loans? Everything acquired in marriage is considered common, and debts are no exception. If your potential soulmate actively uses loans with or without reason, you should be wary. Firstly, in marriage, one person can take a loan, but both will have to repay it. The debt will be divided between the spouses even after the divorce. You can avoid this, although it is not easy. You need to prove that you did not know anything about the loan and that the debtor spent all the money on himself. If you bought something for the house with credit funds, made repairs, or went on a joint trip, problems cannot be avoided. Secondly, if the partner stops paying the loan, you, as an official companion, may be attacked by collectors. Thirdly, it is simply unpleasant to be in a relationship with a person with whom you have such different views. If you wrinkle your nose at the word credit, and your partner takes a loan even for a toothbrush, something good is unlikely to come out of such a union. Number 8. Do you have debts? Premarital loans in the event of a divorce will not be divided in half, but they will definitely affect the financial well-being of the family. With a joint budget, you will have to give part of the total money towards debt. With separate ones, postpone large purchases, since one will have noticeably fewer funds. Number 9. How do you feel about the prenuptial agreement? This document helps to fairly divide the property while you are still on good terms and do not hate each other, as is often the case with a divorce. It is important to remember that under Russian law, the contract is easy to challenge if it infringes on the rights of one of the spouses. So it should not be an instrument of punishment. The court will not understand if one gets everything and the other nothing. Number 10. What financial obligations do you have? It can be alimony or monthly assistance to parents. Even if you have a completely separate budget, it is better to find out about each other's financial obligations in advance so that there are no surprises. Number 11. How household chores are distributed. It happens that both partners work all day, but then one of them pulls all the homework. Routine work is not paid, but this does not mean that it is worthless. If only because these activities take time and effort. And they could be spent on recreation, self-education, and other things that help you move up the career ladder and get more. You can distribute responsibilities so that someone will take care of household chores, and the second will provide for the family, and gender does not matter here. But here it is important to discuss the guarantees that a person who sacrifices a career receives. How will he be protected if the partner dies or becomes seriously ill, or you want to get a divorce? The solution may be death and disability insurance or a prenuptial agreement that partially eliminates the financial vulnerability. Number 12. Do you plan to have children and how many? The modern institution of the family implies great variability in this matter. You can do without children at all or give birth to 5 and adopt 3 more. Discussing this on the beach is important for many reasons. And the financial aspect is not the last. According to research, the chances of getting into the middle class in a person with a child are reduced by 1.5 times. 2 or more children reduce this opportunity by 4 times. Accordingly, it is better to leave fairy tales about bunnies and lawns to someone else and clarify this issue in advance. If you both love kids and are ready for them to come at a price, that's great news. It will be much sadder if someone already in the process finds out that money needs to be spent on a child, and starts blaming the other for exorbitant expenses or completely eliminates education. Number 13. Who will go on parental leave? There are no options for maternity leave. This is only allowed for the mother. But a father, grandmother, grandfather, or another relative can take care of a baby up to 3 years old. Whoever goes on parental leave will have a lower income, which will affect the overall financial well-being of the family. This means that the working partner will have to make more effort to maintain the initial standard of living. In addition, in some industries, during a long-term vacation, you can be very behind your colleagues, which will also affect the subsequent increase in wages. So it is important to understand all the consequences before the birth of the child. Number 14. How childcare responsibilities will be divided. With the 3rd birthday of a child, caring for him does not end, and this is a full-fledged job that requires involvement, time, and effort. This includes sick leave, and the need to attend matinees in kindergarten, which is not always welcome at work. This needs to be added to the same equation as household chores and work in order to recalculate everything in fairness. Justice in the division of household chores is the path to harmony and happiness. Even research confirms this. How could this information be more helpful? Please leave a comment. How did this information help you? Comment us to improve Setflix channel. Please take a quick moment to subscribe to the channel and remember to click on the bell icon so you stop missing out on awesome free giveaways. You're the best. Thank you for watching this video along with useful feedback. Have a wonderful day.